Generating passwords. I'm Huey Poplock. How does a password get hacked? 1. Simply, they buy your passwords off the dark web. 2. Brute force attack. This attack tries to guess every combination in the book until it hits on yours. 3. Dictionary attack. This attack is exactly what it sounds like. The hacker is essentially attacking you with a dictionary. Or 4th, phishing. Cybercriminals try to trick, intimidate, or pressure you through social engineering into unwittingly doing what they want. Passphrase method. This is a multiple word phrase method with a twist. Choose bizarre and uncommon words. Use proper nouns, the name of a local business, historical figures, any words you know in another language, etc. A hacker might guess Wawa, but he or she would find it ridiculously challenging to try to guess a good password example like this. Wawa Cortez Mercy Donata, where Cortez is the street that the Wawa is on. While the words should be uncommon, try to compose a phrase that gives you a mental image. This will help you remember. A bit more complex, you can add random characters in the middle of your words or between the words. Just avoid underscores between words and any common substitutions in which the standard letters are often replaced by numerals or special characters. The 3 for an E, the $sign for an S, the 0 for an O. They know that and they build it into their tools to guess your password. The sentence method. Think of a random sentence and transform it into a password using a rule. For example, taking the first 2 letters of every word in "My favorite restaurant is the Anna Marie Oyster Bar," which would give you MyFareisthanmaoyba as your password with those letters that are capitalized in that sentence. To anyone else, it's gobbledygook, but to you, it makes perfect sense. Make sure the sentence you choose is as personal and unguessable as possible. So, what is a strong password? It needs to be long. The longer a password, the more secure it is. A strong password should be at least 12 characters long. Some say it should be 16 characters long. Random. Strong passwords use a combination of letters, numbers, cases, and symbols to form an unpredictable string of characters that doesn't resemble words or names. Unique. A strong password should be unique to each account to reduce the vulnerability in the event of a hack. Don't have password 1, password 2, password 3, for instance. Doc Grumpy, Happy Sleepy, Bashful, Sneezy, Dopey. You asked for a 7-character password. How about storing passwords? A lot of you do it on Post-it notes. You just stick them up. At least you're keeping track of passwords and you're making strong passwords. Keep a notebook of them. Better than the Post-it notes. Excel spreadsheet or Word text or a text document. Not really reliable because if somebody gets into your computer, they can grab that whole list and they've got all of your passwords. And then finally, use a password manager. That is the best way to go, but a lot of you don't want to do that. You don't want to learn how to use another program. I understand that. In that case, you want to still choose a strong password and then use one of the other means of keeping track of them. Some of the password managers are Bitwarden, eWallet, which is one I use, Dashlane, 1Password, LastPass, which I have also begun to use, and RoboForm. There are a lot of other ones out there. Using a password manager, whichever one you choose, is good because then you're keeping track of all of your passwords in one place, and you usually have one great big long password to get into that program. Here are some of the password managers I mentioned. eWallet by IlliumSoft, and there's their location. LastPass, Bitwarden, Dashlane, RoboForm, and 1Password, and all of their links to their websites. But you can also generate passwords from some certain websites and then use those passwords. And we're going to examine these next in our demo. The first of the password generators that we're going to look at is from 1Password, which is one of the password manager programs. However, this is from their website. When you open it, it already has a password at their default position. Mine happens to show 20 characters. I'm not sure if that'll always be the case, but when you start it up, it will have a certain number of letters or characters there. And in this, you have a few choices. You can have it either a random password or a memorable password or a PIN, and you can include numbers or symbols. So let's take the memorable password. Let's first look at the random password, and you'll see it is just some numbers and letters. If we wanted to add symbols to it, it would look something like this. We'll take the symbols out, and let's go ahead, change it to a memorable password, and it's going to be a series of some words. And you tell it how many words you want. So obviously, with 4, there's at least 16 or many more than that characters when you choose 4, and you can even go as high as 15 words, but let's keep it at 4. And if we don't like the 4 words that are there, we can click this, which refreshes it and gives us another series. Now, when you actually use this password, you're not going to put in the dashes. It's to help you remember or help you when you put them in your notebook or whatever you keep track of them with. You're going to put the dash in to help you put the words in the particular website when you get there or wherever you need the password. And to copy it, you just click this. When you do, it puts it in your clipboard, and then you can paste it into a list that you're keeping, some notes that you have, or if you're using any password manager, you can actually put it right into that. The next password generator we're going to look at is part of LastPass. Now, if you're using LastPass, you can generate the passwords from within the program. But if you aren't using the password manager, you can go to their website and use this generator. Again, they have some choices. You can choose your password length. You can choose whether you want it easy to say, easy to read, or all characters. If you have it easy to read, you can turn off the numbers, you can turn off the symbols, just have upper and lower case. If you want it easy to say, it automatically will only use letters and will not use numbers or symbols. Then you click the generate or refresh button, and it will give you a password that has no meaning. We'll try a couple of them, and then you just keep choosing until you find one that appeals to you to use. At that time, you click copy password. It puts it in your clipboard, and then you paste it to wherever you want to save it. Make sure you write it and that you look at it and you double check and make sure that whatever you do, it's consistent and you don't forget it. The third password generator that I'm going to show you is from WebFX. This has a few more choices that you can use. You'll see that you have easy to remember password, and you can have a strong and safe password, either one. It shows you some samples when you start up. Each time you start up, it will have a different one, or if you refresh the page, you'll see that it changes them. It does not change the number of letters and how many digits in the default. However, if you wish, let's say instead of 6 letters and digits, let's say we want to have 12. We're going to have 12 with 2 digits at the end. You click Generate Now, and it will show you your easy to remember password with 2 numbers at the end. You can regenerate with the same settings and try it again until you find one that you like. Then go back and change the settings if you wish. And under the new strong and safe password, you can, instead of saying 8, you can say 12. You can say use uppercase. Let's have upper and lowercase. Do you want to have numbers? Do you want to have symbols? If we say yes for all of them and we say generate now, you will get a password. It's not to your liking. You can try another one or try another one. And we can go back to the settings. Finally, I would like to show you how I generate a password using my e-wallet, which is the password manager that I've been using since I owned a Palm Pilot. And so I have probably close to 1,300 of these cards. I created a card within the program under passwords for this demonstration. I've given it a system name, which I call Password Demo, and I've put in a username, which will be the sign-in name that you are going to use with that particular website or that particular program. Next, we have to generate a password. Now, I can just simply come over to the right-hand side of the card and click on it, and it will just create a password, which is one I could use. If I don't want to use that one, I can delete it and do another one and have it do the same thing. However, I like to use their Generate Password button. When I do, it gives me a dialog box to do virtually the same thing, but you'll see down here it says click to show advanced password options. Here I can set the length. Right now it's set for 14. I'm going to leave it at 14. I can have lowercase, uppercase, numbers, and punctuation, and it shows me some examples. I'm not going to do any numbers right now. I can have, as a memory aid, I can have none, a mnemonic sentence, a pronounceable, or a dictionary. Let's go ahead and do pronounceable, which is what I usually use. And when I click Generate Password, it puts in some letters here at the top, but it also kind of makes it pronounceable by putting a dash in there just for my purposes. So it says try, us, got, cough, So it does have some pronounceable characteristics, but it's not going to include the dashes. That's only for my own use. And I usually, it saves that in the notes, so it makes it easier for me to find it. If I don't like that one, I can click just generate another one, try another one, and this one, oh yeah, yip, I, QE, Hoff, Co. That might be okay. And then I just say generate the password if I want to do it again. If I wanted dictionary instead of pronounceable, we'll try that and generate. And so now we got copper plate, which is the original word, and it's done some things with it. We do it another one, generate another, and so it puts some letters in before it and some after. It just does some things to it. Or if I want mnemonic, I can generate, and it will, again, Harry terribly saw important melancholy pickles before Cecil lifted yogurts, kinetically Andy axed advarks, and it took the first letter from each of those and made that the password. Let's go back again to pronounceable. I'm going to generate a word, and then all I have to do here is I'm going to go ahead and accept it, and I say insert password and close, and it's now put it in under my password. I hit done, and it saves it. And that's it. That's generating passwords. Whether you're using a password manager or not, you can get strong passwords very easily. Thank you for joining today. I'm Huey Poplock.